Howdy friends, Bernard Spaniel here from Nardio.net, and today I want to talk to you about Halo Flashpoint, my concerns for it, and then have a little bit of a conversation about expectations from fans and how news should be given out for new products. So about 2 months ago, Mantic Games did a kind of a teaser for Halo Flashpoint, and it seemed like it was going to be a two-player skirmish game based off the PvP side of Halo. And that immediately had me super excited because I love Halo. I love the skirmish side of things, and I've been a big fan of it since I was in college. I've beaten every game on Legendary, so yeah, I'm excited. And then the idea of Halo on the tabletop. And I was thinking, wait a minute, if it's going to be just the two-player skirmish side of things, it might be a small-scale game. This might be a board game size thing, and that makes me very happy because I have a very small space. And yeah, everything was like, what little I was given had me just very excited. But then I noticed when I went into the comments section that a lot of people weren't. A lot of people were actually quite upset. Like, how dare you make a Halo game on the skirmish side of things? I want a wargaming side, a war game version of this. We deserve, and this is sort of like the language you were seeing from very upset people. And it wasn't a small amount. They were getting a lot of seemingly a lot of hate comments, like outraged that they would dare make this version of the game versus the version they felt like they were owed and what they wanted. Now there used to be a large-scale Halo game, war game a while ago, and I think that came out and failed. And by the time I heard about it, it was gone. And when I looked into like getting into it, it was extraordinarily expensive to get like the armies and stuff. So wrote that off. But a modern skirmish size game, I was very excited, but I still found myself kind of confused as to why people would take some information they were given and then be upset this much that it wasn't what they wanted, and they felt like they were owed something different, some different information to be given to them. And that kind of just stuck with me for a bit. About 20 some odd days later, on March 23rd, they had the official announcement for what is Halo Flashpoint. There's a YouTube video showing off the game. It was going to be based off their Dead Zone game system, and it looked to be exactly what I was hoping for, a small-scale skirmish game for two players that could fit on my tabletop. Excuse me, that was going to be fast gameplay. I'm like, ooh, that's like everything I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. I know a little bit about Dead Zone, but I haven't gotten into it for various reasons. But I heard a lot of really good things from the community about the game and the gameplay. So I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then you go back in the comments, and people were like very upset for the same reasons before, because now like it felt to them that Mantic was doubling down with this lamer version of the game. And Mantic Games would respond here and there. There's going to be more. It's going to be more, but we're giving you a smaller bit now. And if you're like, no. I mean, granted, there were a lot of people who were like, oh yeah, just take my money. This is it. There was a lot of excitement, and then since then, nothing. They announced that they were gonna. I asked questions. The community asked questions on the various social media platforms and YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, more information will come soon. More information will come soon." And they announced they were going to be at Adepticon, and during Adepticon, you should come by because they're going to do live demos of the game. I'm like, that's great. We could finally see how this game plays in action. It's going to be amazing. I was expecting that there would be some official video previews based upon the demos later on. Unfortunately, that never happened. What happened was nothing, absolutely nothing. There's no more announcements from Mantic Games about Halo, besides that you can pre-order it, and you had until April 30th to pre-order the game, spend a certain amount, and you get a free Master Chief miniature. And there's like, you know, a reminder here and there to do so if you wanted the free Master Chief miniature. And that was weird for me because, like, wait a minute, why don't you guys have a demo out? So you had to, as a fan, if you wanted to know more about the game, you had to look up Adepticon and then the Halo game, and then thankfully a few small indie creators on YouTube went out and interviewed Mantic Games in different ways and showed off different versions, different types of videos showing off the demo. but nothing from Mantic Games, and it's still been that way since. And that's kind of maddeningly frustrating because it felt like Mantic Games was just letting the community do the work for them. And that felt lazy, it felt unprofessional. I'm going just like, obviously, my feelings. It felt lazy, it felt unprofessional, and it just didn't seem like they had much interest in promoting their game. In the meanwhile, what they've been promoting, and again, I understand because it is their game system, is new Kings of War, Trident Realms, Range Refresh, and the Ambush Starter Set for Kings of War for the Trident Realms faction. Also, side note, they look awesome. I have some. So they were promoting that for a bit, but nothing on Halo. So if I had to sit through a bunch of YouTube videos from some smaller creators to try to find out what's up with the game? How does it play? Do they have a roadmap? How far along is it? Any new news? And I found myself honestly annoyed. Now, not to sound like a dick here, but a lot of the videos weren't done very well. There's a lot of shaky cam. There was a lot of, and I don't mean to be an asshole about this, but at the same time, because like, thank you guys for going out there and like recording this stuff. But some of them like would interrupt a lot. Some of them, I don't think there was a single one that just had a straight up start to finish gameplay demo that just let things play out. And you can't really ask questions to the people on YouTube about this because they're not behind the game. So I was expecting sooner or later there was going to be some like official gameplay videos from Mantic Games showing off the demos. Because again, if they could host a demo at not just Adepticon, but since then they went to another con and have done demos, why can't they record their own demo with good lighting, a steady camera, hopefully some better mics, and give it to people who just can't go to the cons? Why leave it to the YouTube community to show off the game instead of you showing off the game? But that was it. And I asked some questions to like, and then since then it's been kind of radio silence, which was a bit disconcerting because it's like, I found myself overthinking this, like, wait a minute, why do I feel that way? Because way back when things used to be announced, there weren't weekly updates or previews or things like that. We didn't have social media way back when. It was like, hey, this game is coming in October, and it might be, let's say, April now. So, you know, look forward to seeing it. And maybe like a week or two before, maybe a month before, you'd see some previews of some stuff coming on in magazines or whatnot, and maybe on the TVs. But times have changed. I'm now used to seeing Screenshot Saturday from indie game devs on Twitter. I'm used to seeing update preview videos for like upcoming games, let's say, and to mention the elephant in the room, Games Workshop, there's going to be like every other week, there's going to be another picture of a mini, a 360-degree thing of the mini, so a little bit of lore going on here, a little bit of a preview of what you can expect in the game, how do the factions play. Like there's a steady drip of information that they tease out for something. Now, granted, now until October is a long time, and so I recorded this video talking about it, and kind of my disappointment that they weren't doing this, and it kind of tied into a bit of my frustration with Mantic Games in general, because this is based on the Dead Zone game. And a while ago, I tried getting into Dead Zone, but Mantic Games failed with pushing it out, promoting it, in my opinion. The demo video, you can look it up on their YouTube channel, horribly lit. Only one person has a mic. There are two people there. One of the people there does not seem like he wants to be there and whispers, even though he doesn't have the mic on. It's presented in a way that feels awkward, and sitting through it, it feels like it was painful to watch. And by the end of, I think, the second or third intro demo, I was like, you know what, I'm done. Do they have any games here? No. So I started looking up other Dead Zone tutorials, and again, I wasn't happy with what I found on the internet because most of it's shaky cam, they had bad mics, they would mess up on the rules. And it hit me, if you guys aren't going to put effort into showing how your new game works, and really make it easy for me as a new player to get into it, understand it, why should I? So that always kind of left me salty with the Mantic Games sort of things. And as I started getting into Kings of War and Ambush and whatnot, they've also done piss poor jobs promoting that, in my opinion, for like the Ambush Starter Set. And it's okay, but it's not very well done. So for me, all those problems I had with Mantic Games started kind of bubbling in my head as I'm thinking about the Halo Flashpoint. Like, so is this going to be a half-ass effort? Are they gonna phone this in? Is this, I don't know. They don't seem that enthused about promoting this. It's been a month since it was launched, and then nada, besides some rando YouTubers. So I messaged them like, "Yo, what's up on YouTube?" And I was like, "All right, so fine." So I make this video complaining about this, and I was almost done with it today. But then this morning, I got a message from them on response on YouTube that I kind of wanted to go off here, and it kind of made me rethink how I should do this video. So let's go over the response. It's in a month and there have been no updates on this. Can you please film a demo of your game with your staff and share it here? Most of us can't make it in in-person events or have game stores where we can try the demo. If that doesn't work, can I be sent the copy so we can demo this for the community ourselves? Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to help. Pretty much like, I bought the demos. I bought the game. So just if you have no one out there doing these demos, we'd be happy to. And the response we got earlier on today was, we plan to release a lot more content for Halo Flashpoint. However, the launch is still some time away. So we want to make sure we get the balance right of keeping information coming along, but not burning out prior to launch. In the meantime, we've been demoing it at shows and lots of videos online showing off the gameplay to let you know what to expect. All right, so let's break that down for a bit. They plan on giving more information out, but they don't want to burn people out or burn themselves out just promoting this. I don't really see how you can burn out the community with information about a game that's coming out unless the game was unbelievably shallow or you don't have your ducks in order and like you don't know what the rules are yet. So that's how I take it. So I don't know, this first part of it doesn't really make sense to me because in this day and age, I have come to expect as a fan that there will be a constant flow of information, or at the very least, like a date of when you could expect the next info drop, something like that. But that's a modern expectation. That's not what was being shown. They've always said we're gonna give out the information, give us time. But I find myself, much like the people who were upset with the game before, wanting something different than was presented. So maybe this is all just me. It's not that big of a deal. But they don't want to burn out, I guess, the community with news on this. And that would have made sense to me if pre-orders weren't live already. If you're going to give like a bunch of demos and I can't immediately go and put cash on and put down to get something, I don't see how I can like burn out and get annoyed. Like because I can kind of understand, well, I can't get this yet, so there's no point. And it's not like they suffer from Games Workshop issues, like where they hype up something, hype it up, hype it up, hype it up, and then when it comes out, there's not enough copies. Then you missed that one chance of getting that box set. No, this is supposed to be a new game system that's going to be in place for a while. So I don't understand nor agree with the idea of burning out the community side of things, unless it's again a very shallow gameplay experience. Or they don't have the rule set done, so they don't want to present something now, and then like 3 months later they change things because then people get annoyed. I kind of get it that way. So the next part is, in the meantime, we've been demoing it at shows, and there's a lot of videos online showing off the gameplay to let you know what to expect. I think that's a horrible answer there, because that goes into my annoyance and why I wrote the first comment in the first place. A lot of the community is not going to be able to go see it in person at shows. It's just a fact, especially if you expect a game with this big of a following to, keep up with this. And depending on the videos online to learn more about the game, no. Because again, unless you have some people who can do some like flawless gameplay demos to put the best foot forward for you, it's pretty unprofessional to leave it to a bunch of people who show up with handy cams at a loud con, to do this. And again, since things are being put out in kind of like a random way, this video, one person might say something who's demoing the game, and this video, another person demoing the game might say something different. Or maybe, let's say Ronnie says an offhand remark about the 5-year plan of like the game system. Well, that might not be what he should have said. Maybe it's what he wanted, but like I feel like we shouldn't be left to trust some gameplay demos from third-party people. It should be information directly from you. And if you're gonna like promote this game, I believe Mantic Games should be producing their own videos to show people not only who can't make it to the demos, but for people who want to demo and play the game themselves, what to expect, how it plays. I just don't see why not. This seems unbelievably unprofessional to me. So yeah, that's it. So my question is, one, are my expectations wrong here? What do you guys think? Do you think game companies should be quicker about like putting information out there, or do you think, you know, it's only been a month, Bernardo? You're give them time; they'll release information soon enough. Or do you like me thinking, no, I want information now. I don't expect all of it, but at least give us a steady stream of updates. Maybe like a Halo Thursday or something. I don't know. I don't know. But as is, I'm kind of worried this is going to go down the route of their Dead Zone game, where there's not any good demo of this, or this is going to go down the route of like the ambush starter sets, where they kind of promote it, but they kind of don't. They put like a demo out there, but it's not really a good one. They don't really explain things well, so it's going to fall onto creators like myself to just plunk down the money down and then hope for the best. So yeah, let me know in the comments, am I asking for too much, or should they be doing more? And then how do you feel about when a game launches? Like, how do you like to see things presented? Or like, do you want to see like weekly updates, bi-weekly updates? Do you as a fan get burnt out if you're given too much information? I don't know, what's the right flow for you for something like this? But I also don't want to come off as too or angry with the company, because I'm not. I'm thankful that they decided to like try to get this IP, and they're putting effort into making this game different and not just a shallow reskin. I'm happy to see Mantic Games take on a big IP like this and hopefully help that company, helps Mantic Games grow, and it gets more people into wargaming. I can totally see, if this is done well, that you'll have more people from the wargaming side of things who don't play video games saying, hey, I want to give Halo a try. And vice versa, you're going to have more, you know, casual tourist noobs like myself dipping their toe into skirmish games and war games and, you know, tabletop games in general, because they're like, oh, I love Halo, and this is interesting. Oh, this is kind of a fun little board game. All right. And I kind of love the idea of all ships rising together. And part of me actually kind of does like a little bit that Mantic Games is giving a bunch of small YouTube channels the chance to be the way people get information. There's a small part of me that appreciates that love of the indie creators who share information, because again, Mantic Games could be hogging all this press for themselves and not letting people record demos, and they could also just be doing DMCs or takedowns on people sharing things that aren't finalized yet. All that could happen. They could be the evil company, but in a way, this is also nice for those channels, because you look at some of these channels' view counts, their Halo demos are just like gigantic for them. So that's great for them, but as someone who wants and expects a cleaner experience for my information, it just doesn't jive with me. I don't know. So I am, as always, I overthink everything, and I'm overthinking this. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys are all doing great. I hope you have a great night, great day, if you're wherever you're at, and you have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys later.